Okay, let's talk about another interesting topic, which is page ranking algorithm that Google uses. When you search something on internet, you get the results, and then mostly 56% of the time, according to one study, uh, first link is the one that you are actually looking for, and first page links are like 90% of the time where people just go through the first page of Google search. So how does Google actually do it? So this algorithm is actually known as page ranking algorithm and is based on something called importance score. Uh, the way this algorithm is patented at as is actually based on something called a random surfer model. So let's say a person goes to a web page W. It starts off from W, and then you have some other hyperlinks. Let's say you search for a page ranking algorithm on Wikipedia page. So this is the first page. And then there are some hyperlinks that are going to different websites. So when you click on particular hyperlink, you go to another web page. When you click on that hyperlink, it will go to this page and so on. So what it does, it actually calculates how many incoming links to that particular pages and how many outgoing links are there. The more links pointing toward a particular web page, the more importance it will get. So we're going to learn how to actually calculate that. So what we're going to do is this. The first step we're going to do, we're going to look at this. So think of it as W. W has two links that are going out. So the two links which are going out is one link that is going to X, one another link which is going to Y. So it's actually spreading is important by half, isn't it? Because you got two links, so it's a spreading is important score with respect to half. So W divided by 2, W divided by 2, 1 half plus 1 half will get 1. Okay, if I were to look at Z, now Z has three outgoing links. One is going to X, one is going to W, and one is going to Y. So if I were to give this some important score, that would be Z over 3, because there are 3 nodes, that's why it's divided by 3. Z over 3 and Z over 3. All right, if I were to look at X, now X has 2 outgoing links. One is going to Y, one is going to Z. So this is going to be X over 2, X over 2. And if I were to look at just Y, Y has just one link that is going to Z. So that would be just 1Y. Okay, so these are the scores, and now we're going to come up with equations for it, and then we're going to see what are those equations, what are, then we're going to simultaneously solve those equations individually. So the first equation that we come up with, the first equation that I look at it, if I were to look at it, there's only one incoming link coming to W, isn't it? That is coming from Z, and that has a importance score of Z over 3, isn't it? There's only one incoming link to W, and that is coming from Z, and Z is spreading as is important score with respect to Z over 3. Then okay, let's look at number 2. Let's look at the second equation. Let's look at X. X, if I were to look at it, I have 2 links coming in. One is W over 2. W over 2. I have one link that is coming from W with respect to W over 2, and then one link is coming from Z plus Z over 3. All right, these are the 2 links which are coming in. Let's look at Y now. So Y, number 3 is Y. Y has 1, 2, 3. It looks like there's a lot of pages which are pointing to web page for Y, so it might be important. Let's calculate this. So Y is equals to W over 2, and I have Y that is plus X over 2, and I have Y. I have another link coming into Y, which is Z over 3. And so what we're going to do, out of these 3 equations, we're going to look at which equation we can solve for, which of these unknowns I can solve for. Okay, so I already know W is already being solved with respect to Z over 3. So I'm going to take that as a reference model. You can take any of them you want, but I know this thing is already being solved. So if I were to solve for Z, this is just going to be 3W. So I'm just going to take all of this. So I'm going to take this equation as a reference. So this equation as a reference. And I'm going to start solving with respect to this equation. All right. So I'm going to pick up. So solving simultaneous equations. Okay. So we're going to look at first x. We're going to pick up our x. We know what W is. Don't we know what W is? W is Z over 3. So this is going to be Z times 2 times 3. So 2 multiplied by 3 is going to be 6 plus Z over 3 is as is. I'm solving it with respect to all the terms with respect to Z. So this is going to be Z over 6 plus Z over 3. All right. So the common denominator for this is going to be 6. So this is going to be Z. So we're going to take a common denominator here. So this is going to be Z. And this is going to be plus 2Z. So 3 times 2 is 6. That's why I multiply the top with 2. So I get 3Z over 6, which is Z over 2. All right. I'm solving all of these equations with respect to Z, and then I can, at the end, I can solve for Z. All right. So this is Z over 2. So let's solve this equation now. So let's solve equation for Y. All right. So Y is W over 2 plus X over 2 plus Z over 3. All right, but I already know what is W. W is Z. W is Z over 3. So this is going to be Z. 3 times 2 is going to be 6. I already know what my X is. X is Z over 2. So this is just Z times 2 would give me 4 plus Z over 3. Then you can take a common denominator here. The common denominator here is going to be 12. So the common denominator here is going to be 12. Common denominator, so 6 times 2, that would give me 2Z. 4 times 3 would give me 12, so this is going to be 3Z. Plus 3 times 4 would give me 12, so that is 4Z. So this whole thing would equal to 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 9Z over 12, which is 3 over 4ths with respect to Z. All right. So now I have equation W, which is already with respect to, I already have this equation, which is already with respect to Z3, Z. I have X, which is already with respect to Z now. And then I already have Y with respect to Z. Now the important score is this. What is the probability? We're going to do it in terms of a probability. What is the probability that you will be on this page, this page, this page? The probability that you're going to be either one of these page is going to be 1. So we're going to take W, X, Y plus Z. They should all equal to 1. The probability that you might be on this page, on this page, on this page, on this page, everything, it's in terms of 1. So I already know what my W is because I already have everything with respect to Z. All right. So W is Z over 3. I already know what my X is. X is Z over 2. What is my Y? My Y is 3/4 Z. All right. And I already know what my, so I need to solve for Z. So this is just going to be 1. So far, so good. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a common denominator here. All right. We're going to take a common denominator here. And the common denominator here, if there's nothing, there's 1. The common denominator here is going to be 12. All right, so far so good. So the common denominator is 12. So 3 times 4 give me 12. So this is going to be 4z. Plus 2 times 6 would give me 12. 4 times 3 would give me 12. So 3 times 3 is 9z. Plus 1 times 12 would give me 12. So this is going to be 12z. That should all equals to 1. All right, so far so good. Okay, now we're going to simply add these up. So I got 6 plus 4, that is 10, plus 10, 22, 22 plus 9, that would give me 31. 31z 12 equals to 1. When I want to solve just for z, what is it do I get in terms of z? So when I take this on the other side, the fraction will flip. So z is going to be 12 over 31. So once I've solved for, I've got an actual number for z. Now I'm going to take these equations, I'm going to start plugging in. I'm going to start plugging in to every single one of them to find my important score. So now this step is going to be finding importance score. Okay, so let's pick up w. What is the importance score for w? W is going to be z over 3. Okay, w is z over 3. Okay, so I'm sorry, this is not 13, this is actually 3. So 12, z in place of z, we have plugged in 12 over 31. 12 over 31, there was a 3 there. So 3 times 31, so that would give me 0.3076. This is the number I would get. Okay, then in place of x, we're going to pick up what is our x. If you were to look at it, x is z over 2. Right here, z over 2. So x is z over 2. So z is, I already know what it is, which is 12 over 31s. So 12 over 31 multiplied by 2. So that should give me 0.4615. All right. What is my y? Y I already know, which is 3/4 over z. 3/4 over z. So that would give me 3 times 12, because z is 12 over 31s, and 4 times 31. So this should be I think I got the wrong results here. 12 divided by 2 times 31. I'm sorry, this is 2 times 31. My mistake, I was doing a wrong calculation. So this should be 0.1935. And this one is 4 and 12 times 3. Let me put a bracket on my calculator. That should give me 0.290. And I already know what my z is. This is 12 over 31s. So let me get 12 over 12 divided by 31. So that should give me 0.3870. So now, based on our calculation, these are the importance score that we calculated for each of the web pages. So when you are searching on Google, web page Z most likely to be the first page that you will see on your Google search, because this thing has a probability of 0.387. The next page that you most likely to see is actually W. The next page that you most likely to see is actually why. And the least common page, which is, if I were to see, if you only get four pages, I mean four searches, whatever you have searched, you get four searches. The way they will be ordered is like this: web page Z would be the first, web page W would be the second, and this would be the third, and this would be the fourth. Let me recalculate this, because and when I add them up, they should be all equal to 1. So let's do this. 12 divided by, let me check this one, man, because I'm not sure. 12 divided by 3 times 31. So this is wrong. This should be 0.1290. This is wrong. Okay, let me check the second one then. Times it by 2. This is right. Actually, I was making a calculation mistake. And this is actually 3 times 12 divided by 4 times 31, and put a bracket. This is right. And 12 divided by 31 is 0.38. Yes. So this should be the result that you're most probably likely to see in terms of an important score of these web pages. 0.38, 0.29, 0.19, 0.12. So if you have any questions, please do let me know, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section.